Animal Crossing. This whole entire month, we've not really been in the middle of it. We've not really been streaming on it, and we're just trying to see what all's going on here with the new update content. And there we go. YouTube's finally catching up with everything. YouTube was even surprised. YouTube was like, "Well, Mag, you're not a streamer. You've not been on YouTube in way too long." And just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on with all that, what happened, first and foremost, as many of you know, me and Digrat had our anniversary. We've been married for 18 years. And we celebrate that usually with a vacation down to the beach and a few other things. But with the world being the way it is right now, we kind of had to give that a pass. And so we stayed home and lounged around. We did some local stuff. Not much local to do when a lot of places are closed down, but we tried our best to make sure we had all that. And once we kind of got home, it was, I went to pick Digrat up from her parents because she was helping them. But once we got home, it was kind of like trying to get back into a routine and all that kind of stuff. And then once we sort of were settling into that and we was gearing up to get back to the way the world was like, many of you that follow the Discord know that Digrat unfortunately hurt herself. She actually was cooking breakfast. She had a steak knife that she was using to cut up some breakfast meats, and it slipped, and she plunged it right in her palm, upper palm, right between the ring and index fingers. And so for the last couple of days, we were really concerned about that. I was helping her with her routine and all that, trying to take care of that in between work and everything else. Just didn't really have the time to get to this. But now we can. Now we're able to plunge in, dive into Animal Crossing, finally get there. Hey Victoria, how's it going? Oh, we also, we've got a slightly new setup for how we're streaming some of this stuff, so if the voice is not balanced right, oh, cut your finger bad cutting carrots. So good news is Victoria knows that she can hear me, and I know she can hear me because of her response. It was pretty bad. Like, and the worst part is it happened while I was sleeping, so I didn't even find out until I woke up. And she hasn't gotten stitches for it or anything. I mean, she had a mild fever and a few other things. We've kept an eye on it though, and it's a little stiff, she says, when she tries to move it, but swelling's gone down, fever's gone down, she doesn't have fever anymore, so we're all good there. So we got this new thing that we've been told about. Digrat's been doing it for, well, she was until she cut herself. I've been doing a lot of non-streaming things. Oh, there's the bedhead. That's what I was hoping to get to, was some bedhead. That's a hairstyle that you can only get by being away from the game for a super long time. And so, first things first is I'm going to go ahead and change out to the bed hair because I earned that, right? By not doing anything. Oh, whoa, how do you... Oh, wow, okay. Oh, good. All the pest roaches are gone. I feel so much... I have no clue what just happened there. I wasn't even aware that roaches were a thing in this game. And yes, change up the look. Yeah, she used some steri strips. I think that's the bed hair, right? No, there it is. There we go. We're gonna confirm that because my hair seriously looks like that when I wake up in the mornings. Alright. You can catch them. Oh. Okay, well, fortunately I have another tune I can use to try to catch stuff. And we probably have some NPCs and... Oh, wow. Okay, so present. Place that in the pocket. And from Booty Isle is Octo. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Haha. It must be a log. A thing if you need it. Octo, as many of you may know, is Gentleman Octopus from Octo Tiggy, one of the channels that we do watch a lot. Octo and Tiggy are a couple in New Zealand. Really awesome people. Okay, cool. We got we got a few things in our mailbox I hadn't checked on. Okay, so there's so much that we have going on here. Let's go ahead and just open these gifts real quick. Snorkel mask we got for the update. A log pack from Octo. Okay. An orange umbrella. Okay, so Octo's been doing some really awesome stuff, and it's always good to have some Southern Hemisphere friends on this game. So let's open what they're telling us we can have. A Monstera. I have no clue what that is. Oh, it's a type of fruit, or tree, or plant, or something. Okay. Alright. And I've been playing a lot on my personal account, the Pokemon game, with the new expansion that had come out. A gold helmet that's to drop off for the other dude. And I've done so little on Animal Crossing, Digrat's seriously gotten upset with me. I said, don't worry. Last weekend I was like, don't worry, Digrat, I'm getting back into Animal Crossing. I love the way these guys talk when you haven't been around for a while. Bitch, he's like, you haven't been on your island in so long, your people are going to run away. But the truth is, I've 3 weeks, haven't been on the game. We did have an islander leave, but that was through our own decision to ask them to leave. I have no clue what that is. And I know that means I must catch it. Woohoo! An earth-boring dung beetle. I bet you those smell just a smidge. Oh. There is a stag. Probably of the Dynasted variety. It looks like the Dynasted stag from the original OG Animal Crossing. It also looks like one of the Go-Ragers from Super Sentai, but Saw stag, okay, not Dynasted. Alright, that's good to know at least. Alright, so but we did get on Animal Crossing briefly for the bug competition. That did happen. We haven't really had a whole lot of time to get any recording done, and when we start really redoing our apartment, things just kind of get discombobulated. Oh. That was looks like some sort of like locust. Yeah, long locust. Nope. There he is. I got pretty good at catching these things. Kyo is actually playing. Hoing Kiyoma was playing during the bug event, and he was able to tell me, yeah, Mag, there's like only so many of these prizes. So we at least got lucky with that. We've been able to get on like once, maybe twice in the last 3 weeks to kind of check on our garden stuff. But outside of that, not too much. Alright, so message bottle from Eugene, wooden low table. Can we learn that? We can. Sweet. So Gonzo is no longer living in our island. He's moved. He wanted to move. We said, cool, Gonzo, you do you. We're all sorts of okay with that. He's not in our dream list of people, and so we're good with that. We do have Snake, which we're super happy with. We do have a buddy of ours that's wanting to know what turnip prices are, so 53 bells per turnip. We are not the person to sell turnips to today. That's for certain. Oh my gosh. Oh, that though. That's a rattan bed. Yeah, we'll buy that. We got plans for the rattans. All right. Let's check what's in the case here. Striped wetsuit. Now I've been told that we get a... Put on the sweat. It's okay. 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 Cool. Yes, I would like to buy the wetsuit. Is there anything else that I would like to buy? Little Timmy and Tommy? Little crooklings? Looks like we're good there. Okay. So, let's you know, so Animal Crossing's new update kind of had the unfortunate thing. Oh, I love the little anchor icon. That's amazing. It had the unfortunate timing going on with it. So we play Pokemon, as we've... Oh, hey, cool. I like getting miles. As many people are aware that have watched this channel, we play lots of Pokemon because we played the snot out of it before this came out. And they had their huge DLC drop, and we've played the deal. Oh, that's a shark. I've never caught a shark on this game either. Or it looks like a shark, but it could be a fake shark. But we played the DLC on our own personal game. Oh, it is a little shark. Okay, a suckerfish. Oh, never mind. It's not a shark. It looked like a shark. But we were a sucker for the fish. But yeah, so we played on our personal Pokemon game. We've been trying to complete the armor decks. There's a few things that we're missing. Digrett's going to hook us up because she's been playing as well. But that was, you know, quite a... Oh, we can't have the fishing pole equipped to jump off. That makes sense. Cannonball! Well, Digrett said she couldn't figure that out. Let me... Okay. Digret always plays with Joy-Cons, so... Yeah, that's all she's been able to do. Okay, so I'll have to explain that to her. And show her the hand technique for it. So here's some bubbles. Oh, that's something we have to chase? Interesting. But yeah, the Isle of Armor. Whoa, that's an eel. Okay. Looks like a snake, but eels and snakes are very similar. So, here's some netting, right? And this is pretty... I mean, I can't swim through this netting. And it looks like if I were to, like, try to put appendages through the netting, it would be maybe a leg, possibly 2 arms. I'm definitely not getting that hat through that, right? So, how is it that I can catch an oarfish if this netting's been there all this time? I feel like that's a very valid question. A mussel. Neat. Now, supposedly Blathers is going to be willing to take and accept some of these, so we're going to catch, like, all the stuff we can, just to be sure. But yeah, that netting makes me think that I really don't know how the other sea life is getting here on the island. Like, I have questions. Yeah, like, especially, like, all the stuff that I'm catching right now. Like, this stuff could, like, legitimately, most of this could go through the netting. Seaweed. Couldn't help myself. Ha ha! But not like the oarfish and the tuna. You lived in a beach town, quite a few of those netted off swimming areas. They just find a way. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Rella! Hey! Guys, if you don't know relaxing, fun gaming, you need to check her out. Rella is a very chill, laid-back streamer. She does ASMR videos in the evenings. She does everything from Link's Awakening to Relaxing Here With Me, awesome. Moon Jelly, find a peanut butter fish. I love the puns. The puns are so great. And what is it that I've done now? Oh, okay. So, things for doing divey things, okay. Oh, and thank you so much, Rella, for jumping in and saying hi. Rella's also a really good part of our Lurk Squad, guys. We have no problem if you just want to kick back, to relax with us, and just kind of enjoy the show. And if you want to be part of the conversation, that's fine too. It's all good. A spotted garden eel. I've actually seen those. So before we started having to stay at home, Digrat and we've lived in the Atlanta area for a little bit over 5 years now. Oh, you get different ones too. That's right, because the calendar will be set differently because of the different hemispheres. Awesome. But Digrat and I went to the... Hey, Hawk! How's it going, man? The calendar, you know, will be different for the different hemispheres. But Digrat and I, speaking of calendars, before the COVID-19 stuff really got in full swing here in the U.S., we managed to go to the Georgia Aquarium. And if anyone's in the Atlanta area, it is definitely one of those things we recommend taking a look at. It's, you know, it's basically the cost of a zoo trip, so it's not too expensive, but it's not like movie cheap. You know, it's a little bit more than that. Not much though, and it was really worth our time. We got to see a lot of really cool stuff, and most of the stuff I'm catching here on the ocean floor, I got to see there. And yeah, it's been a bit. It's been like 3 weeks, Hawk, and it's one of those things that 3 weeks is just way too much time, in my opinion. But it was one of those things that life just had other plans for us, where we really wanted to kind of get to streaming and stuff. You know, we had our anniversary. We spent our, you know, normal couple of weeks taking a break from everything, and boy, did I need a recharge from the work situation. Managed to get to go to the zoo, you know, and there are ways to social distance at zoos and other attractions. For the most part, things that are self-paced like that, not a big problem for social distancing. Now, I do call shenanigans on, like, amusement parks, right? Six Flags is doing a big, huge advertisement right now, as is, like, Universal Studios in our area. They're within driving distance. Digger and I could probably get to Universal Studios, and I want to say we looked it up, and it was like a 6-hour drive. And that's all fine and dandy, but I have two problems with that. This is a scallop. It oughter be savored. That's awesome, because otters love scallops, presumably. But I have two problems with that. Number one, amusement parks are, in and of themselves, they're not really self-paced, right? There are huge lines to get on rides. There are huge lines to get to the bathroom. There are huge lines to get to food. Event shows in amusement parks, there are, again, huge lines. So that's the first problem I have with the amusement parks kind of opening everywhere right now. The second thing as far as amusement parks go, is a lot of these rides in these amusement parks. Like, what in the... I'm a sea pineapple. You're moving sea pizzas. Oh gosh. But sorry, I was distracted by the shiny object, guys. Turtle Club. The problem with amusement parks, though, is when you look at things like these roller coasters and these Ferris wheels and all of these rides that involve high speeds and centrifugal force and all of that, to be safe, there's a sweet spot for capacity and a sweet spot for balance of weight and all that kind of stuff. And if you are truly... Oh. Swap it. Let's see what we can swap for. Anything... Or we already have a moon jellyfish, so I guess we let it go. And then we just go ahead and go up on dry land and dry off now. If we see any more bubbles, we might catch it just in case we have something cooler than an eel come up. Like, this could be cooler than an eel. But, so, if you are like me, I'm a big dude, right? For those that had been watching the Ring Fit series and may be curious, I do have a scale that I can weigh on now. It does have a 400-pound max capacity. It syncs up with the app that I'm going to start using to try to track my food. We're going to let the eel go. So I've weighed myself. I'm no longer 390 something. I'm actually down to 385. I'm actually happy with that. I'm working toward getting less weight. But as I was saying, I'm a big dude, you know. I'm 385. And being 385 means that if you're trying to balance out a roller coaster, and I get on the roller coaster, and two people that weigh 150 get on the other side of the roller coaster, to still keep that balanced, you need 85 pounds a person to get on that roller coaster. Now, there are some tolerance levels, alright? I want to make sure everybody's aware that I know how science works and how tolerances and all that work. I'm not an uneducated individual. I would like to be able to catch this fish with my hands, but he scares me away. So, ooh. That's a beetle just sitting there like it should be there. Catch you, haha. But, so, you know, we're gonna swap that. Back on your PC after going shopping. Oh, sweet. Release the eel. Back into the ocean it goes. I don't know. It's just catching bugs. Cool. But yeah, so if you are in a park and you are actually considering having social distancing on rides, that means the number of people you can have on those rides that don't cause a serious concern for the integrity of making sure your centrifugal forces are lined up and everything's a smooth ride, you are dealing with less pieces. Like, I believe certain parks are supposed to be keeping 2 seats in between every rider. For a roller coaster, and having people side by side, because you still have to have the side by side that. Sea creatures, yes, I expected that. Alright. We want to assess some fossils. These in particular. Pretty green bug. Oh yeah, the coloring on this Rella is just amazing. The materials, the way certain animals look a certain way, is just very, very particular. Make a donation. Oh, so I have to actually say I found a sea creature, which is only available during the intro. Interesting. So I have to say I'm fine now. And now I have to say I found a sea creature. Wow. And then we got noisy bugs that like to hang on trees. There are several of those. Oh, blathers. I don't want to know any fascinating facts. I am... Okay. Alright. Eric, how's it going, buddy? Okay, now I can mass donate. Shove all these over here. Alright, we're good. I was concerned. I was like, wait a second. Alright, so now I can go take... Oh, neat. Okay, so these we can sell. And these we can sell. Does that replace my monocle and my beard? It does. The snorkel's kind of neat, but I really do like the monocle and the beard. So we're gonna see what some of these look like when they're like just out and about, right? And it's a fishing tournament today, so we have to participate in that as well. We really would like to do all of the swimming in our stream today, but a lap around the island seems pretty good. I have been reading up a lot about this. Apparently, there is a bug. Yep, right there. So people like myself and Eric that have been trying to make their islands a little less trollable, I guess would be the words. The swimming update has caused some problems because people can just simply jump over here, swim around the island. That isn't a bug, it's part of the game, sadly. I feel like it's a bug when you can just jump into the water, but I'm gonna have to start thinking about different ways. Yeah, the big onesie swimsuit is great. Yes, the whole look of the whole game is just amazing. Alright. June 30th came and passed. Korok Man's birthday. That was the day Korok Man officially existed in our Breath of the Wild streams. And Korok Man was not available to play on that day. You've removed pretty much all your fencing. Well, that'll be interesting to see. I'm still working on some pathing stuff. Oh, there's a locust. These are all over Georgia, Turtle Club. Oh my goodness. There we go. Who are you? Bertha. I remember it was a bee. That's how long it's been. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. Alright. So we're gonna just kind of investigate a little bit what all's going on here. Now we did make a gardening area for some crossbreeding capabilities. I have yet to acquire any black cosmos. I just don't understand. I I've got all this set up before we stopped streaming. I spent like a week still maintaining these flowers, and nada. And we, for grins and giggles, planted 99 bells in that tree area. And it definitely was a poor usage of our time. You now have a better chance. Is it a better chance? Or, because my understanding is they simply made it to where there's no guaranteed spawns. Like, you no longer have a guaranteed weekly spawn of Sahara. You no longer have a guaranteed weekly spawn of Kicks. So, I think it's kind of double-edged. I kind of liked always knowing that Kicks is going to be showing up. And now that he's not, I don't know entirely how I feel about that. Okay, I do know, however, that I gotta get in on this fishing tournament. And I just scared something far, far away. Oh my goodness, so scared away. Okay. I guess I should go up here to our rock garden. With our fruit gate. Just gather all these up. Got Gulliver twice this week. Okay, so that is important to know. Was it the same Gulliver both times, Hawk? Because I know that depending upon when Gulliver spawns here in your island, depending upon if you're wearing your wetsuit or not, it'll change which Gulliver you have. Both types. So, you can't get the same one twice in a week, I believe. Because it still doesn't let you have double spawn in a week. So that was... okay. Oh, 9 a.m.? Okay. Alright, well, on the bright side, that means that I can possibly do some fishing tournament today. On the not so bright side, I am probably not streaming past 9 today, guys, so we probably won't be able to get this fishing tournament on stream, but that's a Gary. Place item. Oh, I like that. Okay, so seaweed's kind of really cool. Yeah. KK now shows up on Sundays and not on Fridays and Saturdays. Okay. Oh, that's good and bad. I liked having him show up on Saturdays because I had Saturdays off from work. And I don't now have the KK day off. That's not too bad though. Alright, we're gonna sell. We are offering so much stuff. Many of you, whenever there's a Tourney at least, you thought it was Whisper? Whisper should be on all the days. Like, Whisper should be able to spawn on any day, if I recall correctly. Because I know I've seen a Whisper on a KK Slider concert day beforehand. This and that. We like to make a donation, Blathers. No, we're good, Blathers. We don't need any more than that. Alright. So let's go into our bank. We need to talk to Nook. We probably owe that guy some money. We need to try to shore up our inventory space. Oh. Yeah, it does. Hi. Alright. Now hold the phone. We just got a 2-day in a row bonus. Now I want to completely promise you all, we have not been on this game in forever. I don't know why we just got a 2-day bonus. That is so not even. That is. I am flummoxed. And you pay off your last home loan, and you don't even get rewarded for paying off your last loan. Well, maybe you do after all. No, we don't. Wow. Wow. So, you know, I'm not sure why, from a gaming standpoint, we even wanted to pay that off. Full amount. Confirm. Withdrawal. And we'll just take out 50K because easy math. Yeah, I know, right? There's no gold statue, there's no bonus, there's no Nook miles. Oh, speaking of Nook miles, though. Looks like... there's the Nook Ink wetsuit. Alright. Shopping. Oh, that's neat. Bamboo grass. We'll order one of those. We do have 3 more posters that we'll be able to access, so that's kind of cool. We found some more amiibos at Five Below. I'm online. Oh, wow. We don't show up for forever, and... Good morning, Sally. Glad to see you today. Hope your world is going good. Nook, you have anything to tell us when we sit down with them? Lifetime of free exterior renovations. That's kind of cool, though. Alright. Spiderweb tea. Interesting. So we put on the wetsuit, and it doesn't kick off for. Okay, I might have just broke my brain a little bit there. Huh. Let's dash to our house to put our stuff up. I do want to get another lap in the ocean. I'm finally healed so we can resume workouts. It's only took 9 months. Well, you know, that's a plus that it's healed. I'm doing alright. I will be selling those. I will be putting that in storage though. What's the homework set look like? Eh. Oh, it's a white amplifier. Interesting. So, it's been pretty good. Didn't realize that your blue rose garden is full. Oh, nice. My blue roses that you gave me, Hawk, I've actually had one multiply. Digret saw them and she was jealous of them, and then I offered to give her some, and she said no. She was going to grow them herself. She had spent so much time doing all of her flowers, it was like I couldn't even convince her to take one. But I really appreciate them because it saves me a lot of work. Alright, little crooklings. Sell to you. Alright, amp, homework, log bed, plant, spider web tea we want to keep. I forgot to put those away. We want to keep all that. Boy, we didn't do as much as it took you a while to grow your blue boys. Yeah, and it's definitely one of those the odds are against you kind of thing, right? Because it's like a 1 out of 64 chance that a pairing will grow one. If I remember from what I was reading, what someone else, I think actually Hawk, you told me it was like 1 out of 64 or something like that. So like, imagine my surprise in Digrat's seething hatred. Did you get the Nook's diving suit from the Nook shop? Yeah, I'm wearing a. Oh, you mean the Nook? No, this one right here grew some blue flowers, and I replanted them somewhere. I just don't remember where. No, I haven't bought the one from the shop yet, but yeah. All right, let's go. Bye, CJ. Because we need to maximize how much stuff we can just pick up. And the easiest way to do that is to just get rid of all that other stuff. So sadly, that's a very good question. We are in the Atlanta Metro. For those that are curious, yes, our mayor in Atlanta has COVID-19. Her husband seems to have some symptoms as well. She's doing pretty well. They have changed the policy in Atlanta to where businesses are now required to only allow people with masks on. It hasn't spread to all the suburbs yet, but it is expected to. Many of the stores that we have shopped in are putting up signs for it to where they will refuse people to come in. That's, you know, but that's been kind of, you know, we're in a huge populated, crowded area. The county in Kentucky that Digrat's mom and dad live in is now a hotbed for COVID. That's the bigger concern in our family right now, is there are some things going on there that being as far away as we are, we're like 300 miles away from them, there's not much we can do other than tell our in-laws, my in-laws, Digrat's folks, to be smart, to stay home, to not go out unless they need to. Now, fortunately, my father-in-law has become really proficient with Amazon. So there's a lot of things that they've been able to just do without, and there's other things that they simply that they needed, they've been able to simply just use Amazon for. So that's been a big blessing for them. They do live in a very rural area, and so that means some things are not easy for them to acquire. It's a Cthulhu! It can give 4 hugs at once. That's pretty funny. So that's a plus side. Now, my father is a minister, and you know, not to discuss politics, religion, and all that, because we don't do that. Oh, there's an otter. Pascal, my boy, come over here. Sure, here you go, buddy. Oh wow, that is some tired, sleepy thoughts things. What is space floating in? But yeah, so my father is a minister. He, you know, is a man of faith, and one of the things that he has done a lot of is attend services. We have been very cautious about how we talk with them. You know, Digger and I, we don't talk about our religion on channel. Oh, okay, we missed it. Oh, we got another scallop though. Well, that could be a third scallop, so we, as much as we want to go over to him, we just really can't. Oh, it is a third scallop. Okay. I like this catching all the scallops business we have going on. But having a conversation with somebody like that, you know, it is difficult. We're hoping that they remain safe. You know, he is a very educated individual. He has a doctorate. Acorn Barnacle. It looks like we have let our dear otter friend go away. Rella, that's a very good question. I would be more than happy to answer in direct messages on Discord. On stream, I'm very passionate about my politics and privacy. But I have interesting opinions, I guess, of certain people. And the president, there are a lot of people that are for him. There are a lot of people against him. Yeah. It just... There's some stuff there. Are these grapes? Sea grapes. Okay. Yeah, it is, there is a lot to deal with, in our, it's definitely not a relaxing topic. You have said a mouthful and a half there. I will say this, that this is not a situation, to be fair to everybody involved in our government in the United States. This is not a situation that happens often. You know, the last big pandemic the United States really had to deal with on this level was the influenza outbreak. and that was a very long time ago. That was over a century ago. It is not something that you really can plan for everything that might happen. It is something that most companies have not been able to foresee by a long shot. And there are so many companies out there that pride themselves on being able to stay ahead of everything. Everything. I mean, from toilet paper companies. It's a really easy one, right? I mean, you print to demand. If you foresaw any kind of such outbreak coming, you think that companies like Charmin, Angelsoft, etc. Oh, it's a sea urchin. Fun little trivia fact. You know, shiny squirrel syndrome here, guys. Fun little trivia fact. Hedgehogs were once just called urchins. And the reason why we have sea urchins is because they were basically presumed to be underwater hedgehogs. But there's just a whole lot that was very, very much broadsidey on one hand. Now that we are 6 months into the United States response to COVID-19, there is very little to no excuse for the lack of some information at this point. I dare say that one of the most divisive things that a lot of people are having troubles dealing with right now is the mask issue. And that is one of those things that there is so much... Yes. Hedgehogs used to be just called urchins. And sea urchins are sea urchins. You can dive off from the topmost point. Oh. That's cool. I'm going to have to make like a diving platform on the back of my island then. But yeah, so the mask thing, there's some people that feel like they shouldn't have to wear a mask. And that's, understandable people for a very long time. Ooh, I was hoping to catch a crab. I need to catch a second one so I can keep one out. People for the longest time have had issues in general with wearing certain articles of clothing that they feel like they shouldn't be told they have to wear. It's not anything new. It is the first time that we've really had a situation where people have been told, you need to wear this clothing to prevent a sickness or illness for other people. There are other countries that have done this forever. Like a lot of people have pointed out. However, their heart wasn't maybe in the right place. But it was pointed out that a lot of countries over in Asia, that's a very common thing. Masks being worn in India, masks being worn in Japan and China and in Thailand and Malaysia and Philippines. This is a very common thing. In the United States, not so much. We don't really do that. When I first moved to Georgia, it was really interesting that the doctor's office that I walked into, the first one that I actually signed up for a doctor, it was really well recommended. I went into the facilities, and at the front part of their lobby, before you got to the couches, before you got to the counter, really right after you went through the door, there was a hand sanitizer station and surgical masks, the little disposable kind, saying that if you aren't feeling well, if you believe you have a cold or something that may be airborne viral, please wear a mask and protect the other patients here. And that is not a common U.S. American way of dealing with things. And this was not when COVID started. This was not, when we were hearing about this illness overseas. This was 2015 when Mag Synchro and Digrat moved to the Atlanta area. Ooh, what's that? I'm gonna be saying that a lot. What's that? What's that? Because this is all new stuff. And so, you know, there's videos of how, you know, airborne particulate expel from the mouth. There is videos of Bill Nye trying to blow air through a mask to put out a candle flame. There are videos of people with oxygen meters showing you that you still get a healthy amount of oxygen. It's just less than what you would want. Oh, those are cool. I've actually seen one of those at the Georgia Aquarium. They're really cool in person. And people still don't want to wear one. And, you know, I get it on one level. You know, people don't like being told what to do. On the other hand, this is one of those situations where I'm a high-risk person. As I mentioned earlier on stream, I'm 385 pounds now. Oh yeah, Bill Nye's stuff has been humorous to watch. Definitely not for all ages. Slug? Sea slug. Ah, it's kind of salty about that. Ah, that's good stuff. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm 385 pounds, so I'm obese. I get that. I believe the technical term is morbidly obese, meaning that I am so big that it impacts my health in a negative way. It's not a huge amount, quote unquote. I'm 6'4", so a healthy weight for me would be to be like 230. Obese for me is technically like 270. So it's pretty bad. I'm 100 pounds plus over, right? I mean, a third of a person. Yes, absolutely, Rella, absolutely. But, so that's my first thing. That's the first knock against MagSync. Being a big dude probably what is contributing a large part to my asthma. So the second tick box that I have for problems is that I'm asthmatic. I was asthmatic before I got to be a really chunky kid, though. When I played football, I was kind of, you know, big, but had some muscle on me. It's a sea woke. I love those little things. But now that I've got asthma and I'm morbidly obese, I have two things that are considered a big deal for if I were to get COVID-19. Another scallop. Boy howdy, I am really curious when I'm going to be asked to buy all my scallops. The other thing, though, is I have a genetic blood disorder. Basically, my blood is thicker than most people's by a lot. And in general, that's not a bad thing. To have slightly thicker blood or slightly thinner blood. For me, it's more like closer to peanut butter-esque than syrup. And that's a problem. So I'm on a heavy dose of blood thinner. So what does that mean for COVID-19, though? Well, COVID-19, one of the big problems with it is that oxygen does not bind well to the blood. And because of that, it means that even though you're breathing in, you're still not getting your O2 to the rest of your body. These people being put on ventilators, it's helping because it's increasing the amount of oxygen into their body, which is increasing the amount of oxygen getting to the rest of their body, but it's really wearing their body out. For somebody like me who has a blood condition that requires me to be on a heavy dose of blood thinners, it means that in that particular case, I'm not really getting as much oxygen as the next person. It's a double whammy with that in my asthma. So it's really bad for me for the COVID-19 situation because I'm at a real high risk to get pearls. Yes. I just gotta be able to find Pascal again. Because he like paddled off this way, we're gonna see if we can't find him over this direction maybe. I doubt it. My understanding with Pascal is he just pops up when he wants to pop up. But so for me, I've got a... Yes, absolutely, Sally. I'm still working from home. The company that I work for, that's something that we'll touch on in just a second. Because this is an update that happened while I was gearing up for all of this. He only comes once a day. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, and it's... Well, my clock on my wall is like 3 minutes slow. So we won't tell Digrat that we went over by a little bit because we're going to go and turn some stuff in, and then we're going to have to end the stream. So for me, you know, getting COVID-19 would be a bad thing. My body's already taxed for being big to start with. I have asthma, so my body's already getting in less oxygen. And on blood thinners, the amount of oxygenation in my blood is... You know, it's high, but it's artificially high, if that makes any sense. So if I were to get COVID-19, I'd be put on a ventilator. I would be in a room. I bet I'm a great hugger, but hugs could kill. Digrat loves hugs, and I give hugs to Digrat all the time. And she seems to think that I'm a pretty big teddy bear to hug, so... So I won't disagree with that, but it would be one of those things where it would not be a good thing for me to be in that kind of a situation at all. So you know, I am extremely careful and diligent when I leave the house, and I leave the house very rarely. Digrat, between the two of us, she is in much better health. She dropped a lot of weight over the last several years. She eats far better than I do. She's getting me there. You know, she's getting me there. But at the end of the day, she's as concerned for my health as I am. And what that boils down to... Okay, these scallops... we want to keep because we want to actually be able to trade all those with our buddy Pascal. The rest of all this we want to sell. I wonder, is the fishing tournament rewards different this time? Or are they the same? And when is the fishing tournament over? These are questions we're going to find the answer to before we stop. But yeah, so it you know, it is concerning. And when Digrat goes out to shop, she is worried for my health. Even when she goes to shop, she wears a mask. She carries around hand sanitizer. She carries around several different kinds of stuff. Fish ones and other fish related, you guess. Well, I know the earlier fish tournament had some stuff to it for their points. I'm just curious if there's the same stuff. They are the same, ends at 6 p.m. So I just needed to participate to get the credit then. That's all I needed to know. Because Eric was super awesome and fished his heart out last fishing tournament and like gave me everything that was in the tourney. But yeah, about my work, Sally, because you had asked earlier, I put a pin in that. So yes, the company I work for is instituting work from home still, and they've stepped up. It's kind of hard to say that you could step up from that, but what they were doing beforehand is employees that didn't really have the ability to work from home constantly or feel like they needed a break, were allowed to schedule time in the office if they wanted to chance that. Office has some better facilities. The chair is probably far better for my back. I've made my chair that I'm streaming with as good as I can. We're going to catch. We're hoping to get some. Sign me up, buddy. We're going to do one round on this. Well, come on. Come on. Come after it. You know you want it. You know you want it. So the company that I work for, though, you know, they changed from everybody can go up as long as they schedule their time. Now what they're doing is, if you want to come into the office, you have to sign up. You have to prove that you are not COVID positive. You have to, if you can't prove that, if you don't have any like recent test results, you can subject yourself to a field test at the office, which is, you know, minor stuff. It's like temperature and a series of questions. Not the most impressive, but it's there. The big thing, though, is that the company was talking about how we were all going to return to work at a rate of 3 days working from home and 1 day working at the office. Oh, there's a big shadow. And that was going to be, you know, at their convenience. And it's moved from at their convenience to once there is a vaccine, then they're going to start doing that. So until there is a vaccine, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. Oh, that's cool. Is that a ropefish? A ribbonelle. Oh, neat. Until there's a vaccine, multi-billion-dollar company, nationwide. Actually, this company is a global company. We have offices in New Zealand, of all places. They have told their staff, including me, that we're not going to be able to go back to the office until the office, until the country, until the world has a working vaccine, and until we take the vaccine. Otherwise, we can schedule and do all the testing and all that. That's about it. I don't know if I'm going to catch a fifth one or not. And I feel like I at least need to get one prize, right? Need to get at least one prize. Alright, let's go talk to CJ, see how disappointed he is with us. They have us standing in front of the camera to take your temps as soon as you start your shift. Oh, wow. Wow. Lost 70 pounds. It took you almost a year to do it right. Yeah, really, that's the thing, is I want to do it right. I want to lose the weight. I don't want to just, you know, crash diet myself. Alright. That we want to take. That we don't need to take. That we don't need to take. That we don't need to take. Alright. But yeah. Let's go. Alright. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we are about to end stream, guys. We're just going to sell all these here. You know, between CJ and Flick, I really like the way Flick's was handled more than CJ's. Better type character. But, just going to follow up with some chat questions real quick. Worthy and glowing painting at Red's trawler for anybody that's interested. Oh, cool. Yeah, stand in front of the camera, take your temps as soon as you start your shift. That's definitely interesting. Yeah, everybody, if you like what you see, be sure to drop a like. If you don't, dislike it. We're okay with that. We won't get our feelings hurt at all. If you want other people to see it, share it. We got the share button everywhere. Thanks, Sally, for coming in today. Rella, check her stuff out, guys. She's super laid back. I think you'll like her a lot. Eric, thanks for stopping in. Hawk, glad to see you, buddy. Victoria, who popped in earlier. It's a little late where she's at, so she might be already asleep. Maybe not. But Turtle Club, I am going to do some responsibility stuff and then have myself a good night. You all have yourself a good breakfast, good lunch, good dinner. Whatever you are about to do, Turtle Club, stay safe. Wash your hands. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Take care, guys.